Neal Marshall Black Culture Center is a place for students of color and non-color alike to celebrate Black culture. It's an opportunity and a place and space for students to come learn about Black culture and to celebrate Black culture. Oftentimes students come here, it's a predominantly white campus or a predominantly white space. So students of color like myself come for a place to, to celebrate their culture, to see students that look like them. And for students who aren't, who don't identify as Black or who are not of color, they come to learn about Black culture. This center is a result of the civil rights movement. Some students, some administrators, faculty, staff got together and they decided they wanted a center and they wanted a space for students, and for Black students. And so they came together and they, protested and they, a lot of activism, and they decided, well, we want this space. So in this same exact space where this building exists today, there used to be a house, the Black Culture Center. They called it the Black House. In 2002, as a result of some more activism and some more, protests, we got a building and we now share this space with the Department of Theater. And so now we have this space, this lovely space, and it's one of few spaces like this in the country. Other schools have have buildings like this, but it's not like the one here at IU. Neal Marshall is named after the first two Black graduates of IU, Francis Marshall and Marcellus Neal. So I'd like to point that out. And if you go to the front of the building, we have two portraits of them, because obviously they're very significant in, the history here at IU and Black history here at IU. The students come here, even now, the purpose or the mission for us as people who celebrate the Black Culture Center is to create a space for students to come and unify, to come and have a place or a space where people look like them, or can experience or relate to the things that they've gone through or going through currently at school. One of the cooler events that are not exactly education, but it's important here, is that we have the midday house party, and students come once a month on Wednesdays at like 12:30, and they come and just chill out. They get away from the hustle and bustle of their studies, and it's a big part of the social development piece for students here at IU.
I think that it's incredibly important. I think that when you first get here, especially if you're from a small town, or if you're from a huge city where there are lots of people in your minority, I think coming here, we're not incredibly diverse. And so I think that it's really important for some people to have a center that is their culture, that they can go and be around people of the same culture or minority as them. I think that it's incredibly important. And I also think, like I said earlier, I think it's incredibly important for people who don't understand that culture or who aren't familiar with that minority, because that's the second thing that the culture centers do, is that they teach people about it. You don't have to be a part of that minority to be a part of the center. And just like the LGBTQ Center does, if people have questions, whether they're parents whose children are members of the community, or people who just want to know more about it, that's what the center is here for, is to teach people and to help people understand what the community is all about. And so that's why I think it's important to have cultural centers. I would assume that it's the first step, because if this is the first culture center and that this is the first culture that they acknowledge, right, with having a cultural center, it paves the way for more of them. And it did.